For remote starters, audio upgrades, and more, there's only one place to go. Auto Sounds of Lincoln at 48th and O.
There's always a new experience to be had at Arbor Day Farm in Nebraska City. From events, adventures, wine tastings, or the Discovery Ride, you can never get tired of seeing what the property has to offer. Make a weekend out of it by staying at the Lead Lodge and enhance your stay with their special packages that include luxurious treatment. Learn more or book your adventure today online at arbordayfarm.org. At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
What's better than supporting your favorite radio station and eating delicious Nebraska-made products? Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska wants to highlight you, the listener, on the 93.7 The Ticket Wall of Fame at the store. Stop by the store at 48th and R in Lincoln and see their huge variety of small batch gourmet jerky. Or if you're not in the area and want to try some, go to smokinggunjerky.com and enter code EARLY for 10% off your purchase. It's the ultimate low-calorie, high-protein snack at Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska.
Make your next event unforgettable with Grazing Gouda, your local artists and experts in charcuterie and grazed tables. From boardrooms to ballrooms, they turn gatherings into experiences with stunning spreads of artesian cheeses, cured meats, fresh fruits, and gourmet bites. Perfect for corporate luncheons, weddings, parties, or any celebration that deserves a wow moment. They handle the details. You take the compliments. Book your graze table today at GrazingGouda.com. Grazing Gouda, because every event deserves to be savored.
You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt.
Terrell Farley.
Defending Terrell Farley,
Who last week in his first start was a holy terror. Number 43.
And Jake Bockoven. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Powered by Bauer.
Welcome to Bock the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. It is Tuesday, October the 4th, 2025. It is K-Dub Tuesday in the house. What's up, K-Dub?
What's up, brother?
Nebraska will travel to Cali to play UCLA in the Rose Bowl Stadium this Saturday. I think the game comes on at 8 p.m.
That's a late start.
Rules said they're going to leave Friday like a regular day. They're not going to really take that early flight, I guess, because they're going that way instead of going that way.
They're gaining an hour instead of losing an hour.
Yeah, so you're really losing it. You're gaining an hour. So I think that's the great part of this time. Kenny, thoughts on the UCLA game?
UCLA game?
USC.
USC game.
USC game.
Okay. No.
I get those two mixed up.
Yeah. I know on the air we all said that we didn't think that blackout would be successful. Kudos to Nebraska fans, the state, and everybody that had that thing going. The people that got that organized and got it out to the media, and the fans took it and ran with it. It was such a beautiful sight to see. As far as the game, again, things we've been talking about all season, being able to stop the run. Creating big plays, not giving up big plays, and I think with the team like USC, the talent that they have, they were struggling at quarterback position that day, and they really couldn't throw the ball. But the running game, we didn't have enough to stop the running game, to complement the running game. And I think Emmett played great for us. I think we should have leaned on him a little bit more. It was just a tough loss all the way across the board because then you lost Dylan with an injury. Prayers to him and his family that he has a speedy recovery. So I think you got to put that behind you and get ready for this week because I think this is going to be a big test for you out there too, being that you're going to have to start a freshman quarterback on the road. So
when we talk about that freshman quarterback, How would Nebraska move forward with them? I mean, you have obviously we didn't do the things that we had to do to have them ready. You know, I could tell by the way he played Saturday in the backup role. He did play almost 2 quarters, and he wasn't adjusted to the plays they was calling. Basically, when you're a second stringer in college, it gives you more freedom to run offensive plays that you're going to run in the game. Obviously, that wasn't the point with Latif that game.
No, you can't say that he didn't get the reps in practice because we don't know. As the number 2 quarterback in every place I've been, I've seen the number 2 quarterback get at least a third of the reps of the day. So I'm sure it's the same script. They just repeat the script from the starting quarterback. So you can't say that we can't say because we weren't at practice. We don't know how they run their practice, but the places I've been, the second string, the backup quarterback gets a fair amount of reps. So with that being said, in that situation for that kid, I mean, some people are ready, some people aren't. He's been standing on the sideline for almost 2 hours, and it's cold. It's 38 degrees. So he's going to be stiff. He's not going to be as loose as he was if he started the first quarter. So just putting that kid in that situation, I think they did a pretty good play call script to start off, and just unfortunate that he dropped that ball on that screen. You don't know, the what if game starts to come up. What if he could catch that snap and hit the screen, because you did have some blockers out there in front of him. Again, it's a tough call. I think the kid handled himself well, put in that situation. Now he knows what he needs to be ready for coming up this week, and then you as a staff, coaching staff, has to get him ready for this week.
All right, Bob. Did you see the NFL? NFL news.
NFL trade deadline.
I'm going to jump. It's the NFL trade deadline, and it ends at 4:00.
So speaking of that, your boy Jerry Jones tweeting out trades during the game last night.
Yeah, I mean, did your Cardinals win, Bob?
They did end up winning. Yeah, they beat the Cowboys, which was good.
Did you see the
behind
move?
Jacory Brissett?
Did you see the move that boy put on that guy?
Oh, Marvin Harrison. Yeah.
Even had CeeDee Lamb on the bench with he's going to become a gift with that.
Oh yeah.
So
I've seen a guy so open in my life after that.
So here's what we got so far. The trade deadline will be over about the time we get off the show, which is at 4 p.m. The New York Jets, they traded Sauce Gardner.
That's the big one today.
To the Colts for 2 first-round draft picks, 2026, 2027.
Along with A.D. Mitchell, who's another.
Yeah, well, his name's not in the transaction thing, but that's the way it goes.
That was a first-round pick, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, he's been
top
all
5.
pro.
And Aaron Glenn being a former defensive back who's now the head coach, he must have saw something in the kid that he think, well, we can offload this kid and get something for the future. So
the thing is, Aaron Glenn might not be able to be there next year. I mean,
you think he's one thing? There's no way.
I mean, this is what we've heard for. So that's what I'm going. That's just what I'm going by when I talk about that. Yeah. Now, the New Orleans Saints traded wide receiver Rashid Shaheed to the Seattle Seahawks. Shaheed has 44 receptions, 499 yards, 2 touchdowns on the year.
Ooh.
All right.
Yeah. And if you haven't been paying attention to, Jackson Smith,
I was just about to say that,
is the best receiver in the league right now. So adding another weapon, and Shaheed can. I mean, he can be an electric player himself.
And Darnold's playing well for them.
Yeah.
All right. Jacoby Myers traded from Jacksonville to Las Vegas Raiders for a 4th and 6th round pick. Cowboys get linebacker Logan Wilson from a trade. The Cowboys just traded Quinn Williams from the Jets. Just traded for Quinn Williams from the Jets.
Quinn Williams?
Yeah.
The D lineman from Alabama?
Plays for the Jets.
Yeah.
Quinn Williams.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the Cowboys know they messed up when they
traded Michael Parsons.
Michael Parsons. Jerry's such a really a pain in the ass to deal with when you talk about the Dallas Cowboys, because long as Jerry Jones is living, I don't think the Cowboys will ever be back to where they were in the 90s. It's just like Nebraska. It's over with.
Oh,
it's over with.
Wow.
Hey, I'm just you gotta speak the truth. You gotta speak the truth sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody else speaks the truth. Sometimes we have to speak the truth because this is what we do, Bob.
Well, Coach Rule is saying you got to speak properly about yourself and nice about yourself, and maybe that can kind of bleed
Come
over.
on, man. Whatever, Bob.
See, Bob,
Whatever. Bob.
what do they call you, Bob?
Jake Sorensen too much this week? Is that what's going on?
No. I'm really a former player that went out there and did that, but at the same time, I know what's really hurting this team. I mean, we can break this team down. We can have a 5-hour show about breaking this Nebraska team down, and not just the weak points, but the strong points also. I mean, sometimes you got to take the good with the bad. I mean, you're in the midst of, you're 6-3 now. You're bowl eligible, but at the same time, you probably could have been 6-1 if you did the things right. And when I talk about doing the things right, that's keeping containment in the game. I mean, how many times we talk about keeping containment, and especially in the Big Ten when we talk about football, Bob, because when you can't keep containment, you're vulnerable to outside runs, and that's what's been killing us. And we seen that live, Bob. I seen it live Saturday when we played USC. So I'm not just making up something that I didn't see. I'm telling you something that I seen over and over on a weekly basis, not just a one-time thing. This has been happening for the last 4 weeks when we talk about containment being broken, teams not finishing the game. If we can only go out there and have punt return and kickoff return, sure, we'll win the game. But that's not the way football goes, Bob. You got to play the other parts of football when we talk about it, and we talk about offense, defensive part. When we talk about finishing tackles, finishing the run, Emmett Johnson does a great job of that. Matter of fact, just got off the phone with Emmett, texted him, asked him, could he give me 5 minutes on the show? He said, I got class, and I would. So
go to class, Emmett.
Yeah, go to class. Don't worry about us.
Don't worry about us. Go to class.
But, Gideon, when you look at what Emmett has done, he's basically the workhorse for Nebraska. He's basically carrying this team on his back.
Yes. Kudos to him. I mean, I think a year ago he was in the portal. They must have wanted him back. They got him back. His body, he changed his body. Just watching that kid and his demeanor on the field, his want to, his determination. And then if you see him after the game sitting on the bench, he was crying. It truly hurt him.
Yeah.
It truly hit home. And again, he's carrying the weight of the team on his shoulders right now. And he loves that. I think he's loving that part of it. He just, how can I put it? I don't know if he ran out of gas because he had 29 snaps, 29 carries, or if it was just one of those things that you say we're cursed. Because for him to just trip over his own feet at that moment of the game, but you can tell it truly hurt him, just watching his demeanor after the game. And I think he's going to carry that for the rest of this week, and he's going to be ready to go against UCLA. Go ahead.
Emmett has a chance to basically do something that somebody haven't did at Nebraska in a long time. He's already over 1,000 yards.
Yes.
He's second in the Big Ten, probably fourth or second, third in the nation. Emmett could basically be an All-American. He could be first team All-Big Ten, something Nebraska hasn't had in a long time if he keeps up the way it's going. And I think this is the only reason why I talk about this part, Bob, because I think he's the best player on this team right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And he is second in the nation. There's only two guys over 1,000 yards. Cam Cook from Jacksonville State being the other. He's got 50 more yards than Emmett, but obviously Emmett's playing in Power 4 football. And it's the word's getting out. Emmett Johnson used to kind of be Nebraska's secret. We'll see. Remember, only had one rushing touchdown last year, so didn't get a whole lot of national hype coming into the season. Now he's got 10 touchdowns, 1,000 yards, as we mentioned, through 9 games. Some of the preseason, love for Jeremiah Love, Ahmad Hidri, some of those guys. They're still having good years, don't get me wrong, but Emmett Johnson is really getting it done. And it's to the point that Tim Skipper this week, the UCLA head coach, I saw an interview with him, says he's one of the best running backs he's seen. So, I mean, we're watching the growth and kind of the blow up of Emmett Johnson happen right in front of our eyes. And it's something, too, that I think we've also seen right in front of our eyes in his play on the field. I was asked earlier in the year, and I think on this show, about who was the offensive MVP, maybe 4 or 5 games in. It was like, maybe Dylan, maybe now it's Emmett. Yes. Now it's clear that it's Emmett. He's added, that jump cut. I think he's among the nation's lead in breaking tackles. which obviously, regardless of yards, I mean, that's sometimes a better stat to go by because, that's sometimes if you run behind a really good offensive line, you don't have to break that many tackles to break them big. But he's not just the best running back now or best player on Nebraska. As you mentioned, I mean, he's really got to look at the all Big Ten, let alone all American coming up if he can finish off the same way that he started this season.
When you look at now, trivia question for y'all. Kenny, you already
I'm not
seen
looking,
it.
bro.
You already seen
I
it.
didn't see it.
But what out of the top 5 rushers in the Big Ten, what team has 2 rushers in it?
I would guess Michigan.
Michigan.
Yeah.
Justice Hayes has 857 yards. He hasn't played in 2 games.
But he's hurt. Yeah.
Jordan Marshall has 729 yards. Mark, that's 1,500 yards combined with 2 guys. That's like, when we say that, that's like Ohio State with Quinshawn and Junkins and the other guy.
Yeah, Anderson.
Yeah, so that's a good rushing tandem. But, like I said, Emmett Johnson, 175 rushing attempts, 1,002 yards, 10 touchdowns, 1 fumble, 111.3 yards a game, 5.7 total.
The stat that sticks out to me is 1 fumble.
Yeah.
1 fumble.
Yeah.
In that whole ordeal. So he's being able to carry the load and protect the rock at the same time. So, I mean, he's having a great year. Again, he's carrying his team right now. I think we need to ride his coattail a little bit more. I just wish, like you said, the Michigan 2, they had the 1-2 punch with those 2 when one of them's out right now. We had a number 2 that could give us 40 yards a game, give us 50 yards a game to take a little, pressure off of him so he can be good in the fourth quarter late in the game, and he's still fresh.
And then, I mean, they almost have to do that. If you're going to give your running back 30 carries, which they've done, again, 29 touches versus Northwestern, 2 through the air, but 29 total, and then 31 this past week against USC. I mean, that's not a sustainable game plan. At some point, we've already seen the injury bug hit Nebraska offensively all over the place. It might pop up at running back. And that's why it's interesting when we talk about having the Power 4's leading rusher in college football, yet Nebraska's rushing offense is 94th in the nation.
How many leading rushers you played with against your career?
Against?
Yeah.
Who?
Was you here when Rashawn Salam played it?
Nope, he was after me.
Okay.
They had Lamont Warren. They had Eric Bieniemy. They had Darian Hagan. But then you go to Washington, they had a 1-2 punch with Bean O'Brien, Napoleon Kaufman. So there was some, and then you go to Oklahoma, you had Kenyon Rashid. Kenyon Rashid was about 6'2", 250.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it's, again, in the Big Ten, you have to have a 1-2 punch back there. You have to. You have to, because a guy with Emmett's stature, he's a shorter kid. He's stout. I mean, he's thick. He's got some muscle on him, but his body is not going to be able to take that beating.
Yeah,
if he's taking 30 carries a game.
Well, we see Nebraska in the last couple of weeks. They had Mose back there, but this week it was Kenneth Williams who got the carry. You have to think, do we go in the transfer portal or we try to wait for this kid Jamal Rule who comes from high school over there? Where is that? North Carolina somewhere?
Yeah, I think somewhere around there.
Yeah,
but I mean, that's the thing. It's one carry. Isaiah Mose got one carry. Guy Nelson got one carry. Nobody. I mean, you can't get in a rhythm.
Can't do that.
Do anything.
You can't do that. You like I said, at least. I mean, again, not to when I was here, you had the wee backs, Calvin and Derek Brown. So
yeah,
those 2 carried the load for us, and they complemented each other, and they took a little pressure off each other. So I wish we could have an established number 2 back that we can hand him the ball off 15 times a game, and he can get you 50, 60 yards to take a lot of pressure off him.
All right, let's go to break. Later on in the show, we're going to listen to Daniel Holgerson and Butler talk about what's going on with the USC game from last weekend. We also going to have the Pick'ems results with Kenny Wilson, but more of Bock the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. K-Dub Tuesday in the house. We'll be right back.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855 Get legal or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell & Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell & Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 1221 N Street, Lincoln.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at PAHLincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion, for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Have you heard about Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center? Located at 7555 Pioneers Boulevard, Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center offers compassionate, patient-focused care and provides outpatient surgery services, making it possible to have non-emergency surgery and return home the same day. Advanced Medical Imaging Surgery Center specializes in cardiology, vascular radiology, orthopedics, pain management, and much, much more. Give them a call today at 402-261-1085 or online at amimaging.com.
The party is back on in Lincoln this fall, and there's no party like the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the whole ticket crew for 2.5 hours of pregame coverage before every home and away game this football season as they get you ready for the game. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show at our downtown studio at 11th and O. Sponsored by Select Plumbing, Raising Cane's, Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Currency, and the Kindler Hotel.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between, coast to coast. We take on tough jobs with grit, integrity, and a strong commitment to safety. Empire is growing, and we're hiring motivated people ready to grow with us. We build each other up, and we're building something big. Think you've got what it takes? Apply now at empire-fence.com. That's empire-fence.com.
Is your heating system ready for cooler weather? Call Bryant to schedule your fall heating check. No matter what brand, call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Are you tired of your usual barbershop experience? Stop into Scissors and Scotch today. I know what you're thinking. Drink during a haircut? Don't worry. First comes the precision cut from one of their experienced barbers, followed by your complimentary cocktail in their upscale lounge. Scissors and Scotch blends your old school barber feel with your favorite watering hole. And now you can earn $10 off by simply mentioning the ticket. And if you're an existing member, still mention the ticket for an exclusive offer. Offer valid at Lincoln location only. Scissors and Scotch, located just south of 30th and Yankee Hill, and online at lincoln.scissorscotch.com.
For remote starters, audio upgrades, and more, there's only one place to go. Auto Sounds of Lincoln at 48th and O.
Big news, Nebraska. Love Omaha is now Love Nebraska. This is more than just a new name. It's a tribute to what Nebraska represents in the world of volleyball. It's still the same team with the same mission, led by players you know and love. Now backed by a new ownership group led by Jordan Larson. As Love Nebraska, they're entering an exciting new chapter, pushing for a championship title in 2026 and building new opportunities for the next generation of players across the state. They want you with them. Let's show the world how Nebraska plays volleyball. Join the movement at lovneb.com and sign up to become a Love Nebraska insider today.
Make your next event unforgettable with Grazing Gouda, your local artists and experts in charcuterie and grazed tables. From boardrooms to ballrooms, they turn gatherings into experiences with stunning spreads of artesian cheeses, cured meats, fresh fruits, and gourmet bites. Perfect for corporate luncheons, weddings, parties, or any celebration that deserves a wow moment. They handle the details. You take the compliments. Book your graze table today at GrazingGouda.com. Grazing Gouda, because every event deserves to be savored.
You're listening to Bock and the Blackshirt, on air and online at theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Bock and the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. It is Cake Dub Tuesday in effect here at The Ticket. Guys, college football playoff poll comes out tonight, Bock.
Ooh, exciting.
Yeah, the first one comes out tonight. I seen a poll earlier. It said 2 Big 12 teams, which I don't think will probably.
You mean Big 10?
Big 12.
Oh, Big 12?
Yeah, Big 12 had 2 teams.
Well, BYU and Texas Tech have.
They play today. They play this weekend.
They'll figure it out.
With our pick'ems, that's going to be a great one. Iowa, Oregon plays this weekend. That's going to be a good one. Nebraska, UCLA plays this weekend. That's going to be a good one.
Mm-hmm.
And you got to think about Purdue playing Ohio State. You look at what Purdue did against last week. Who they played, Bach? Michigan, and 21-16. So
Michigan is not Ohio State. That's for sure. They ain't even close to Ohio State. Did you watch them boys this weekend?
Who that?
Ohio State.
No. I didn't watch it.
They ain't even close to them boys now. Them boys out there just playing pitch and catch.
And that's what it's been in the past, but then they get in the matchup against each other and Michigan somehow wins.
Yeah.
See if it happens again.
Yeah, we'll see.
So when we talk about best chances to make the playoff, according to ESPN, 99% for Indiana.
Yeah.
98% for Ohio State.
Who, by the way, you expect a good game there. They're favored by 29.5.
Against Purdue?
Yeah.
Does that answer your question?
96.4% for Texas A&M, which I think they lose to Georgia, probably in the SEC championship.
So Indiana, Ohio State, who wins in the Big Ten championship?
I think Indiana. I think Indiana's a more powerful offense. They also play great defense. So this is one thing you can't fault them. They play better defense than what we thought. It
ain't what we thought.
It ain't what we thought.
It's what they've shown.
They just play great defense.
Yeah.
So they're solid on both sides of the ball. I can't really say that for Ohio State team. I don't know if Bo Jackson's their best running back, but at the same time, he has the name. So, but Julius Sands, like we'll get back to that part. But Alabama is Texas A&M 96.
They got a couple tough games still, but again, they're undefeated, so you can afford to lose some these days.
Well, you say that now.
Well, they're 8-0. A 2-loss SEC team is probably getting in.
They're getting in.
That's what I said. They got Missouri and Texas still left on the schedule, but they can probably lose both those games.
So you lose Missouri and Texas. Do you advance to the SEC championship and lose your third one and be out of it? Or you try not to go to the SEC championship? That's the question.
That's what's going to be interesting, yeah.
I think a third loss SEC school may get in.
I said that all along.
I think they may get in.
I said that all along. And if you look at the Big Ten, it's really not over in the Big Ten conference when you look at the standings when we go to Big Ten, because now you have a cluster of teams that's really in the standards. If you look at it, I mean, once you go past Ohio State and Indiana, you have to look at a Michigan team that's 7-2. You have to look at an Oregon team that's only lost one game. You have to look at that Iowa team who's 6-2. You have to look at that USC team that's 6-2. You have to look at that Washington, they're 6-2. They're on the rise, but at the same time, they still got to play Oregon. So they're not home free yet with their schedule. Nebraska, I think we're 3-3 in league. Can we win it? Can not win the league, but can we finish the league with 500, over 500? That's the thing, because we've been bad in league play for several years when we talk about that part.
Yeah, it's been pretty bad for Nebraska, like you said. Right now,
oh yeah, I'm getting smart on you.
3-3 right now in the Big Ten. So you got your 3 opportunities left. But as far as the playoffs go, too, I still think it, like we were talking about the other day, it goes through Oregon, because the 2 lost teams that are kind of left in the fight, outside of Michigan, who's got Ohio State, obviously down the line, they'd have to win that one. You have Iowa, USC, and Washington, all with 2 losses right now, all with Oregon left on the schedule. So if one of them can upend Oregon, that's how you get that gigantic jump. Like USC right now is ranked 20th, Washington 24th, Iowa not ranked. If Iowa beats Oregon this weekend, then you got an argument for them to be, 10th, 12th? I mean, they'd make a gigantic jump. So, and obviously, it unranked as opposed to the AP compared to what we'll see tonight against the college football playoff. Of course, a different story as well.
Yeah, it'll be a different thing from what the rankings say. It will show you who has the upper hand and who has the lower hand. Go through some of these text messages right now. Big B says, I love watching Emmett play, but I don't think if the opportunity arises, he should go pro next year. No, I don't think he can play, but I don't think he's ready yet. I think Emmett needs more development. Not saying he does, but he can benefit from another year of school instead of trying to take that early route out. I mean, I can say that some people would call this not a lucky year, but can you do it back-to-back years?
Yeah.
Because can you prove it again? I mean, that's what some backs have to go through. And I think Emmett Johnson, when we talk about this part, is that he's one of those guys that going to have to prove it again next year to get that better shot at being drafted higher in the higher rounds.
Well, I don't think if you look at the NFL makeup nowadays, they're not drafting running backs really too high unless they're Saquon Barkley or, you know what I mean? So the chances of him going high in NFL draft right now, it's low. I mean, second, third, fourth round maybe. But again, he could benefit from coming back for another year. But then if you look at his situation, if it's just going to be him again and they don't improve on the O-line, the wear and tear on his body, there's a lot of things he's got to consider personally for him to make that decision.
I was going to say, I don't know if it's as cut and dry. I mean, it'd be nice if it were, but now obviously these days, well, what's the NIL going to pay compared to what would he make in the league? You are a running back, like you said. Maybe it'd be good to prove that you could do it twice, but at the same time, there's a pretty good argument with the wear on your tires, like you were saying. You go and strike when the iron's hot and go there. So, I mean, that's something I think we're gonna have to see play out in the next 3 games. And then there's one thing from Emmett, and it's kind of always been the case, I suppose, is he's been always kind of viewed as really good at a lot of things, but not great at one. Well, now he's pretty great at avoiding tackles, pretty darn close to it. The pass protection again is something that he'd need to work on, but I wouldn't rule it out. I guess at this point is what I'd say.
Well, when you look at the top running backs this year, that's for the NFL draft. You talk about a guy like Jeremiah Love, who's really probably the best running back in college football. No, numbers don't show.
No, he's special.
But when you see a guy like that who has the size and really is not a powerful runner, but elusive. So you have to think about that part. Next, you go to a guy like Nicholas Singleton, Penn State.
Yep.
Has the yards, has 700-some yards, not really where he want to be, but at the same time, he had his coach fired. He had his offensive coordinator fired, and now he's on a interim coach. So you think about that part from him. I don't know if we've seen this guy when he played Minnesota. Darius Taylor.
Yeah.
Did he play that game?
Yeah, he did.
Okay, the good running back. Then you have another guy, Katron Allen. I mean, you look at him, another Penn State guy.
Yep.
You have Johanna Coleman from Washington. Most of these guys are from the Big 5 out of the 4 guys that I just said.
4 out of 5.
4 out of 5
Big 10
are Big 10 guys. Emmett has more yards than these guys. I wouldn't say that that makes you better than these guys. He's in a better situation where he's able to carry his team. These guys right here, the 2 Penn State guys, they lost their coach. Washington still in the hunt. So Darius Taylor, what's Minnesota? They are the what? 5-3, 5-4.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're somewhere around there.
Yeah, you should know. You should know. You're a roll the boat man.
You're right.
You don't know, Bob.
Did you see him this weekend?
Yeah. So Mel Kiper came out with a NFL running back list. Let's see if we can get into it. You know how these ESPN apps be. So
better not have YouTube TV. It ain't gonna work.
So when Mel Kiper he's talking about his top 5. So and all of these.
Minnesota's 6-3, by the way.
Yes. Jeremiah Love is number 2 on Mel Kiper's list right now. Moore is the best player, he said right now, and this came out 2 weeks ago. So I don't. Fernando Mendoza is number 3. Like I said, Jeremiah Love is number 2. He's 6 foot, 214 pounds. When we look at the rest of it, Ivale Reese from linebacker from Ohio State, Ty Sampson from Alabama, which I don't think he's eligible to come out, is he?
Yeah, he is.
I thought is he a sophomore? He's a redshirt sophomore?
Yep.
Okay.
His dad is a head coach at UT Martin.
UT Martin?
Yep. Coached against him. Yep.
I like the guy Reuben Baines. I like him from Miami. Great guy. 36 tackles, 5 tackles for loss, 2 sacks. He really slowed down because at the beginning of the season, this guy was hell. Carnell Tate. You look at that guy right there.
Oh, yeah.
Great receiver from
Ohio State.
Ohio State.
The Ohio State.
Let me get some more of these texts right quick. Toby Erbus says, thankful for what Emmett gives us right now, but hopefully this helps with running back recruiting in the future. When the players know they can run for 100K, I mean, 1,000 yards if they come to Nebraska. Well, that's not really true.
No,
I think Emmett has just had a breakout year. I mean, that
because this stuff.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Emmett, if we had another back there, I don't think that
he would have 1,000. No, he would not. He'd be just like the Michigan guys or the Penn State guys. So again, he's been our workhorse. He's carried the work. He's carried the load for us. Just hopefully he can finish this season as strong as he started.
Yeah, Scott of Minnesota says running backs years are very limited. I wouldn't blame him if he goes. And we need guys getting drafted into the NFL.
Preach, because again, who's the last running back drafted?
Amir. Yeah.
The last running back that had 1,000 yards.
Zigbo.
Yeah.
So it's been a while. So
your boy came close. Grant was real close.
Close counts in what?
990 something. What did he have, Bob?
I think it was like 990.
What is close count in? Horseshoes and hand grenades, bro.
Yeah.
Almost don't count.
Yeah, it's like being a runner-up in the
exactly.
It's like being a runner-up in the Orange Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Like
preach.
Yeah, like coming number 2 at the end of the college football. Yeah. Or it's like being a number. No, I'm not gonna go there. Right. I'm glad I didn't get that out. Thomas and Lincoln says Farley, Nebraska ain't gonna make it, even if the chips fall right for them. All right. It's TJ time. It's a thing going around on Twitter, X, whatever we call it, saying out with the old.
I saw that.
In with the new.
Did
you see that?
It's
Bob?
crazy how quickly people forget.
Yeah.
They just throw you to the trash.
I saw somebody say that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
All right, 93.7 The Ticket, Bock in the Blackshirt. Kenny K-Dub Tuesday is in effect. We're on 1040 O Street. We'll be right back.
Make your next event unforgettable with Grazing Gouda, your local artists and experts in charcuterie and grazed tables. From boardrooms to ballrooms, they turn gatherings into experiences with stunning spreads of artesian cheeses, cured meats, fresh fruits, and gourmet bites. Perfect for corporate luncheons, weddings, parties, or any celebration that deserves a wow moment. They handle the details. You take the compliments. Book your graze table today at GrazingGouda.com. Grazing Gouda, because every event deserves to be savored.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com. There's always a new experience to be had at Arbor Day Farm in Nebraska City. From events, adventures, wine tastings, or the Discovery Ride, you can never get tired of seeing what the property has to offer. Make a weekend out of it by staying at the Lead Lodge and enhance your stay with their special packages that include luxurious treatment. Learn more or book your adventure today online at arbordayfarm.org.
What's better than supporting your favorite radio station and eating delicious Nebraska-made products? Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska wants to highlight you, the listener, on the 93.7 The Ticket Wall of Fame at the store. Stop by the store at 48th and R in Lincoln and see their huge variety of small batch gourmet jerky. Or if you're not in the area and want to try some, go to smokinggunjerky.com and enter code EARLY for 10% off your purchase. It's the ultimate low-calorie, high-protein snack at Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska.
It's the holiday season. Time for work parties, friend get-togethers, and family gatherings, which means lots of eating. Maybe you think you've perfected your holiday meals, and maybe you have no idea where to even start. Let's fix that right now. No holiday party is complete without Führer's cheese spread. It goes well with any type of cracker, pretzels, apples, chili, vegetable chips, and of course, it's perfect to pair with wine or beer. Holiday meals aren't complete until Führer's cheese spread is on the table. Find your own container at your nearest local grocery store today.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197. Are you tired of your usual barbershop experience? Stop into Scissors and Scotch today. I know what you're thinking. Drink during a haircut? Don't worry. First comes the precision cut from one of their experienced barbers, followed by your complimentary cocktail in their upscale lounge. Scissors and Scotch blends your old school barber feel with your favorite watering hole. And now you can earn $10 off by simply mentioning the ticket. And if you're an existing member, still mention the ticket for an exclusive offer. Offer valid at Lincoln location only. Scissors and Scotch, located just south of 30th and Yankee Hill, and online at lincoln.scissorscotch.com. Big news, Nebraska. Love Omaha is now Love Nebraska. This is more than just a new name. It's a tribute to what Nebraska represents in the world of volleyball. It's still the same team with the same mission, led by players you know and love. Now backed by a new ownership group led by Jordan Larson. As Love Nebraska, they're entering an exciting new chapter, pushing for a championship title in 2026 and building new opportunities for the next generation of players across the state. They want you with them. Let's show the world how Nebraska plays volleyball. Join the movement at lovneb.com and sign up to become a Love Nebraska insider today.
You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt, on air and online at theticketfm.com.
Welcome back to Bock the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. We're on from 1 to 3 Monday through Friday, and it's Kenny Wilhite Tuesday, or K-Dub Tuesday, what we call it here at The Ticket. All right, Kenny, we're not going to keep you waiting like we did last week. We kept you going a long time last week. I think we did it probably 2:45, but let's get it out the way today, since we're going to listen to some coaches and we're going to break them down. Bob, run it.
Yeah, it was a good week for everybody involved as far as picking. You should have just listened to 937 The Ticket. We know what was going on. So altogether, myself, Terrell, and Kenny, all 7-3 on the week. Not bad for picking out of 10 games. The only problem is the text line continues to one-up us here with an 8-2 record. The text line goes ahead and takes the win this week. So overall now it looks like text line 68-37. Terrell 66-39. Myself now 64-41.
And Kenny now improves to 26-14. So far from that 500 record you were barely getting by earlier, where that Terrell is going to kick you out. You seem to be pretty safe now.
Well, he thought I was going to have a 500 record.
Yeah, I mean, look, here's the thing. I should have tucked back 2 games last week. I should have tucked back the Scott Frost game, which I never should have went with in the first place. And I should have went with Jeff Sims. Did you see what Jeff Sims did this weekend?
Man.
Where's that Jeff Sims? Why couldn't we get? Well,
we tried.
He still had 2 fumbles that he gave away.
So he's still giving up.
He still gave up an interception. So he had 3 turnovers, but he had 228 yards rushing.
Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, what part of that is that? Like, where was that guy?
We
tried to turn him into something that he wasn't, and that was a passing quarterback.
That happened it happened in previous years. So
yeah, that's the crazy part about it.
Yep.
All right, Bob, what you got?
Well, it does, as TJ Lateef, I was thinking about this earlier, does kind of settle in to be there. The hope is obviously that he's got more upside and is more ready, but I mean, we got to be a little bit honest about it. The quarterback position under Matt Rule without Dylan Raiola was not great. And then you can kind of go back into these things and maybe think, this is years later. So maybe, the coaching at some point is kind of taken over for Jeff Sims. Again, this was a win that they got. He's also started a couple games there where they did not perform very well offensively. So one way or the other, but we never saw 228 yards rushing from Jeff Sims. But is there any concern for you guys just because of how poorly year 1 went without Dylan, right? With kind of shuffling all these different quarterbacks, that quarterback position problem could rear its ugly head once again this week?
Well, I think we're in a position that when you talk about a guy, if you look at what happened at Washington last year, who's the starting quarterback at Washington?
Desmond Williams.
Desmond Williams goes. This is the same thing that happened. Starter goes down in November. He starts the rest of the season, ends up winning the bowl game, comes back this year. He's a superstar. Not saying that's going to happen, but when you look at Lateef, man, we like the things he did early in the season. I mean, but you have to take for granted, Bach, who he's playing.
That was Akron.
That was Houston Christian and that was Akron. So we games right there to figure out how we're going to really see this kid now that we have teams in the Big Ten we playing. Now, you have to simplify that playbook for him. You have to put him in position to win. You have to give him the bootlegs. You have to give him the play action pass. You have to give him the rollout so he can be on that good run to take off, because you've seen the good runs that he did Saturday night. Now, it wasn't the best, but at the same time, he's a freshman. So we got to look past that point and see how to really get this man involved. More pressure for Emmett, I think, because they're going to really rely on him much heavier now that Dylan's out of the game.
Rule said it. It's not just about Lateef. Everybody on that team needs to rally around him and around each other. And because, again, it's a 3-game season right now. It's a 3-game season. He's your quarterback these last 3 games. So it's on the coaching staff to do things that he's capable of doing. Don't try to do too much. Don't put too much on his plate. He is a freshman. He hasn't played since Akron. So I don't know how they're going to approach it, but me personally, I would make sure that playbook is something that he can run in his sleep, that he can execute in his sleep. And the kids in that locker room on that team all need to come together, rally around him and each other, and see where it goes.
Yeah, I figured that you're right on that one.
Is it okay to go simple, to shorten the playbook? I mean, you might not outwit somebody, but maybe at this point that's the best strategy.
It can be simple, but you can also have some wrinkles in there too. Again, you have this week to work on it. Starting on Sunday, I'm sure they had him in there on Sunday. You don't want to do an overhaul. Like I said, I'm sure that kid has gotten reps within the confines of the offense that they've been running this year. So they're going to continue to do some of those things, quick throws, get the ball out of his hands quick, get him into a rhythm, the RPO stuff. So I don't think there's going to be a drastic change. I think you're going to see more option style football with him, being able to pass it or run it. Again, and some of the things you've seen with Dylan. So I think going into this game, they should have a game plan that they've been doing this year and just add a couple more wrinkles to it.
Here's my question: that what does the number 2 quarterback does at practice? Because when you're a backup to the number 1, you're supposed to get not number 1 reps, but number 2 reps, and they do the same thing as the number 1 supposed to do. So this guy supposed to be up to par on this playbook.
So that's what I was telling Bock off air. You know, usually the script is probably a 20-22 play script. The starter gets the number 1 quarterback get the first 8, the backup get the next 2. But those 4 are going to be the first 4 that the starter ran of his 8. You know what I mean? And then the starter goes back in, and then the backup gets 4 or 5 more. So he's getting reps in practice. He's not getting the same amount of reps that the starter is, but he's getting reps and within those plays too.
Yeah.
He's running the same plays.
Yeah.
So
Old Dad 34 said, should have been 9-1 last week for us if they would not pick Nebraska and listen to me.
It's Old Dad. He's talking about the text line there.
Yeah,
he's talking about. You got to text it in quick, Old Dad.
He's throwing shade on his fellow pickers.
That's right.
You know, I hope they get to go to war now and just go 2.
No.
I need the text line to go 2-8 one week. That's what I need right there.
Old Dad, give me some tips.
Yeah.
No, going back to the practice part. Again, he's getting reps. He's gotten reps.
Is it the reps? Or is it the play calling? This is what we have. That's the question, because for the last 2-3 weeks, I haven't seen that explosiveness that we came out with early in the season. But when I talk about this, I know we played teams like
Houston Christian,
and Akron, but when we talk about opening up the playbook, this is not the same team that we seen when they was 5-1, Bob. It's not. This is not the same play calling that we seen when they were 6-1, Bob.
Well, and again, though, I don't know. I think they're starting to kind of lean into their or it's like, I guess, figure out what their team identity is. You might not score as much. I don't know if that's the wrong way to go about it, though, is because they're giving Eamon Johnson the ball more. They're not getting sacked as much. They're not getting 7 or 9 sack games. So I think it's actually I don't think it's beneficial to the scoring offense or the numbers that you're going to put up. But I actually like the game plan a little bit better, a little bit more vanilla over the last couple of weeks.
Well, we're not. I don't think we've seen this in the last couple of weeks. We've been the comeback kids. I don't think we're able to combat teams with a freshman quarterback. I'm just saying. I don't think we need to play them games. Especially when we're up 14-6, 14-3. What was it about?
Yeah, it's 14-6. We got up 17-14.
So you have to take advantage of those situations. Don't burn timeouts, things like that. I mean, it's so many things that, because we're not built to battle a team 21-24. We're not 21-17. I mean, we could with Dylan, but this is going to be a different team right here we're going to play. They got 3 games left, and I don't know how I'm going to pick these next 3 games. So, that's going to be the funny part about that when we do our pickups on Friday. Now, Bock The Blackshirt on K-Dub Tuesday. We'll be right back.
This is your year, where your team takes it all the way. Win way more than bragging rights at Warhorse Casino, where your love of the game could put $1 million in your pocket. The Pro Football Frenzy is free to play with prizes all season long. Weekly cash prizes up to $1,000 cash, season-long leaderboards, and a chance to win $1 million. Only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Is your heating system ready for cooler weather? Call Bryant to schedule your fall heating check. No matter what brand, call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Are you tired of your usual barbershop experience? Stop into Scissors and Scotch today. I know what you're thinking. Drink during a haircut? Don't worry. First comes the precision cut from one of their experienced barbers, followed by your complimentary cocktail in their upscale lounge. Scissors and Scotch blends your old school barber feel with your favorite watering hole. And now you can earn $10 off by simply mentioning the ticket. And if you're an existing member, still mention the ticket for an exclusive offer. Offer valid at Lincoln location only. Scissors and Scotch, located just south of 30th and Yankee Hill, and online at lincoln.scissorscotch.com. At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Hi, Sean Callahan here, and I've got some great news for you. Copple Chevrolet GMC is proud to be the #1 fastest growing GMC dealer in the Omaha and Lincoln metros. Copple is also celebrating its 50th anniversary. We want to say thank you to all of our customers that have helped us reach these milestones. So come see why so many customers, including myself, are choosing Copple Chevrolet GMC for their automotive needs. Please check us out at copplecars.com.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
It's the holiday season. Time for work parties, friend get-togethers, and family gatherings, which means lots of eating. Maybe you think you've perfected your holiday meals, and maybe you have no idea where to even start. Let's fix that right now. No holiday party is complete without Führer's cheese spread. It goes well with any type of cracker, pretzels, apples, chili, vegetable, chips, and of course, it's perfect to pair with wine or beer. Holiday meals aren't complete until Führer's cheese spread is on the table. Find your own container at your nearest local grocery store today.
When the clock strikes 0 after every Nebraska football game, there's only one place to go for instant coverage. Tune in for the Husker After Party Postgame Show on 93.7 The Ticket for each game, win or lose. Call in with all your takes or text the show at 464-5685 and hear quotes from the players and coaches, too. It's the Husker After Party Postgame Show, sponsored by Anderson Ford and Vinnie Kreekak of State Farm Insurance.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt.
Terrell Farley. Defending Terrell Farley,
who last week in his first start was a holy terror, number 43.
And Jake Bockoven. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Powered by Bauer.
Welcome back to Bock the Blackshirt here on 93.7 The Ticket. It is a beautiful day out here in Lincoln for the last 2 days. I hope the weather doesn't get us. K-Dub Tuesday is in effect here at The Ticket. And my man, Jake Bockoven. Jake Bockoven, how was the tailgate Saturday?
Hey, it was pretty good. It was nice. I walked down and saw some of you guys. I was really just surprised. I mean, Kenny, you mentioned it earlier, how well they pulled off the blackout. And I was walking around before the game. I mean, it was very noticeable. Everybody was wearing black downtown. I was like, man, they might just actually do it. And then to see the overhead shot, to see, all the different shots that we saw there. I mean, it looked like it was 98, 99% people buying in. So, I mean, there was a lot of talk this offseason, this week, about all the older crowd and how they wouldn't do this. Let's give a shout out to the older crowd. That found their black.
It was red a little bit, Bob.
It
was sprinkled.
It was sprinkled,
but it was
more black than it was red.
To me,
95%. I was
I'm going with Bock on it. It was 98 to 99% black in that stadium. I'm dead serious.
Look, you wasn't in there, all right? But I'll say 90 6.5.
Now you're going 96. You just said 95.
I go 93.7.
We gotta go. Well, there
if you
it
want to
goes.
say
That
that.
goes
then.
down.
Yeah,
All right.
it's going to go down. All right, y'all. On Saturday, Oregon Ducks visit Connect Stadium for the first time since 1989. In 1989, Kurt Ferris was the offensive line coach for Iowa. Wow. Dan Lannon, 3 years old.
Ah, man. Yeah, there's been so many changes, let alone in college football, but coaching cycles, all that. The Kirk Ferentz just staying through it. Always there.
It's so many job openings, but how is this going to play out at the end of the season? Like, it's so many jobs opening right now.
All these coaches are just waiting to their season.
Are we going to play merry-go-round?
Is it going to be
merry-go-round?
Merry-go-round, rinse and repeat. I mean, it's going to be crazy.
Even Steve Sarkisian was said that at his press conference was like, who are all these people that are going to take all these jobs? I mean, because are there enough qualified candidates? You can always go the coordinator route and see if you've got something there. But I think a lot of them might be the guys that got fired, right? I mean, I think you might give James Franklin a call. You know, might want to give it another go around with some of these other guys that, you know, I'm sure Billy Napier's not done coaching. So we'll see what kind of happens. But it is not everybody's gonna land the high profile coach that they're envisioning. Of course, Nebraska fans have been through that before. Anytime there's an opening, feel like we're gonna get Jim Tressler, Urban Meyer, and you don't end up there. So, you know, a lot of those fan bases are gonna have to go through it.
Some of them gonna have some eggs on their faces.
Huh?
Yeah.
Because again, I mean, if you look at it, the guys that got fired, Hugh Freeze, Napier, James Franklin. Now Mike Loxley. So
So the Loxley one's not official. That's the one.
It's not?
No.
Oh, really?
It was reported, but it has not been like backed. It was never anything through the university. It was just reported. So maybe somebody's got a lead on it, but right now it's not official.
Again, I mean, the top candidates right now that people keep saying are still in their season. They're on a playoff run. So I think, again, after the season, once these guys get done with their season, they're going to start jumping ship and packing their bags and going elsewhere.
All right. Deion Sanders was asked what went into his decisions to start freshman Julian Lewis versus West Virginia. You know what his thing was, Bob?
What was that?
Common sense.
Oh, there you go.
What's going on in Colorado, man? This is...
Yeah, I think that's like the Titanic. I'm the violin player. I'm like this right now. Yeah, it's crazy. It's I always say be careful what you wish for. Sometimes it's better to be humble and be, you know, and stay in the moment. And you know, some of that stuff that you say early on will come up and bite you in the butt. And I think that's what's happening.
Did you coach at Missouri State?
Southeast Missouri State.
So they got this picture right here, Missouri State. They got windows right by the bathroom, so you can watch the bathroom as you use the urinal.
You can watch the game as you use it. Oh my goodness!
One way to do it. It is interesting, by the way, Colorado, because I think the easy response for most people is going to be, well, they had Travis Hunter and they had Shador, but they actually were pretty competitive earlier in this year. Remember, Georgia Tech been a top 10 team until recently. They lost by 7. That was a close game. BYU still undefeated. They only lost by 3 to them. They beat Iowa State, but the reels have fallen off recently. Whatever happened to that Utah game where they lost 53-7. Now Arizona 52-17. Deion was not allowing his players even to speak after the game. That's kind of how bad that got. Maybe a chance for a rebound against West Virginia, but they might have finally kind of found their footing after beating Houston this past week. So after that, Arizona State, Jeff Sims against Deion Sanders. We'll have to pick that one.
Yeah, I mean, West Virginia went to Houston and beat Houston.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The Fighting Rich Rods. But yeah, again, Utah's a tough place to play. Tough place to play. When Colorado went up there, it looked like they were just a high school team on the field with a college team. And then you come home and you play against Arizona, you think you have a better chance of rebounding. I didn't think they looked any better. So hopefully he can get it fixed, get it turned around. But I think he's bit off more than he can chew right now. Like you said earlier, losing Travis Hunter and Shador and a couple more pieces to that puzzle, it's been a rough go for him.
Yeah, 5 turnovers against Arizona. The numbers against Utah, especially at halftime, were really kind of getting out of hand.
Yes.
But if you remember that the Utah game, they ended up being outrushed 422-38. So that's never a recipe to really get it done.
No, it's not.
But I mean, it's crazy again too. How quickly can things change? I mean, last year we're talking about Deion Sanders and thinking, is he going to take an NFL job? When's he going to finally get one of those bigger jobs in Florida? How long is he going to stay at Colorado to, where you turn around here, and how much longer is Colorado going to be interested in keeping him? But we also know they put all their chips in the middle of the table. And that's kind of where Wisconsin's at with Luke Fickell too, is some of these guys would have been fired. And I don't think Deion's one of them, but I do think Fickell would be if financially they were able to do so.
Yeah, they put all their chips in Deion, and again, he brought some talent with him, and then early on he was able to recruit some kids there to have success. But once those kids graduated, he should have got that. You know what up out of there? He should have been on the first string smoking, first Buffalo smoking out of Colorado.
First Buffalo.
The first Buffalo running out of Colorado. He should have jumped on his back.
All right, Bob, you got anything else?
Yeah, there's some interesting. So I did want to at least go ahead and shout out Nebraska basketball did get their season underway yesterday with an 86-53 win over West Virginia. It was Fred Hoiberg's 200th career victory, now 200 and 164 as a coach in his 12th season now at the D1 level. Obviously, also went up to the NBA for a little bit. The Cornhuskers really used the second half to get back. I shouldn't say get back into the game. They were leading at halftime, but were expected to blow West Georgia out. They ended up doing that by shooting 63% in the second half, and so scored 56 points after halftime. The thing about this game is maybe we'll see more of it. You watched if you did watch, or one or the other, you heard about the BYU game where Rink Mass went off. Still had a solid game, 10 points, 11 rebounds. But I think more of what we're going to see is whoever's hot that night might lead the team in scoring. Or we might have seen a freshman sensation make his debut, and he'll be that way throughout the season. But Braden Frager led the way with 22 points in 22 minutes. DeMarcus Lawrence, 18 points and 6 assists. Look out for his assist-to-turnover ratio. I think that's going to be pretty impressive on the year. Connor Seaton added 12. If you're wondering the starters yesterday, Berke, Price Sanford, Rink Mass, DeMarcus Lawrence, and Sam Hoiberg. So like I said, if Frager, we're going to see if he can continue that play. He's going to be arguing for more minutes. They also right now have Seaton coming off the bench. So they've got quite a scoring punch off the bench. But with this team, a lot of it's going to depend on how they're shooting, right? And the 3-point shooting was not as good last night. Like I said, in certain spots it was. Jamarcus really had a good night from beyond the arc. But we'll see. Next up for them is Saturday against Florida International. The Panthers were 10-23 last season, so another opportunity, hopefully, for Nebraska to develop some chemistry and figure out that rotation a little bit moving forward. Though it seems like they got a pretty good idea of it. We'll just see how much the freshman sensation, if you can call him that after one game, Braden Fraker adds to this team. But I say all that because it was really impressive. I saw some of the tweets that were coming out about his numbers last night. So Husker Hoop Central said the record for a freshman in his debut is 25, which was Bryce McGowan's, who's obviously spent some time in the NBA now. Braden Frager had 22 last night. Robin Washut pointed out 20-point debuts over the last 50 years for Nebraska football. Alonzo Verge, 26. Bryce McGowan's 25. Joe McCray, 23. Braden Frager from last night, 22. Sam Griesel, 22. And Andre Almeida, 20. I mean, those are some pretty darn good names in Nebraska basketball that Frager's already surrounded himself with.
Just keep feeding the hot man.
Good win. The women's 100-point games, Bob.
Yeah. Husker women off to a good start as well. So
volleyball teams undefeated.
Yeah.
You know, that's one thing we got going on great here at the University of Nebraska. Now we have men's basketball. We have wrestling coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Next Friday, the Blackshirt and Bock will be at the bowling thing with the women's bowling team. So we'll be going live from that. That would be, so I'm going to see if I can go out there and bowl.
I was about to say, can you bowl?
Not really.
Not really. Well, see, that's honest. I like that.
Around 200.
That's too good. If you say not really,
not
200
really,
is
200
good.
is pretty darn good. Yeah,
200 is pretty good, Farley.
Well,
so we're gonna cut that in half, say 100.
Probably 150.
Okay.
I'm not a guy who puts a spin on the ball.
No, go straight down.
Throws it straight down.
Yeah.
Put a little speed on it. Whichever way I could do it. I try to throw it at least 50 miles per hour so it can go down there and just bow.
So it doesn't necessarily have to be hard. It's finesse.
Yeah.
You can roll a soft one and get a strike. You know that, right?
Bill and Bennett says, I love these battles I start. Bill and Bennett says, old dad 34 has missed a few picks this year too.
You started the battle. Get the text on going against each other.
Thunder Not Collins says everything smokes in buildings in Boulder, so he had a lot of options.
I wasn't talking about that kind of smoke.
Sandman 460 says, sorry guys, just turned in. Can we please turn TJ loose running the read option? Use the man legs. Taylor Martinez 2.0. I say do the RPO. I think we can probably benefit from doing that a little bit. Running a lot of screens for him to get him, especially the one with Ja'Cory Barney when he dropped the ball on that one. That one probably would have went to the house. That probably could have been your victory throw right there. But things happen. So it's a lot of things we could talk about with this game, but it didn't happen. So we have to fast forward to this week now.
I don't know about Taylor Martinez 2.0. He can be a good running quarterback, but I don't know if he's got that speed.
Yeah. Was Taylor Martinez fast?
Yeah,
Taylor Martinez was ridiculously fast.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Open lane, he's gone.
Yeah.
Like speed racer.
Well, I played with Tommy, so I knew what he can do. Tommy didn't have to be fast. He had moves. Tommy was like he was probably like, what's that little mouse?
Mighty Mouse? Speedy Gonzalez?
Speedy Gonzalez with his moves. So,
oh my goodness, boy, you silly. No, again, going back to Latif, just do what he's capable of doing. Stay within the confines of the offense that you've been running this year, that he's practiced. Add a couple of wrinkles to it and see what happens. He's going to keep UCLA off balance a little bit because it's different than Dylan, because Dylan didn't pull it. But yeah, he's going to have to put his big boy pants on and go out there and bring home a victory.
All right, Alabama suspends Dre Kirkpatrick Jr.
Man, I saw that.
Definitely after the arrest. Alabama defensive back Dre Kirkpatrick Jr. has been suspended. Definitely following his arrest over the weekend. He was charged with 3 counts of reckless endangerment and 1 count of attempting to elude and speeding.
I don't get it. You're in a Mercedes, right? You're not going to get away from the police. They got helicopters. They got.
Was it one of Nick Saban Mercedes or what? His dad got money anyway.
His dad got money.
Yeah,
but that's not the point. I mean, you have to be smarter than that.
Yeah.
You have to be smarter than that.
I didn't know there was a Dre Kirkpatrick Jr. I thought you were talking about Dre Kirkpatrick. He's not.
Well,
he's like 36 years old.
He's a sophomore. He's the son of Dre Kirkpatrick. He had 8 tackles, including 1 for loss, 1 pass defense, and 1 forced fumble this season. So I don't think he was a starter. I think he was just getting some playing time.
When you're trying to play for something that bigger than you, you have to be smarter than that. You can't put yourself in that situation.
Yeah. Always. I can contest to that part of it.
You're a good man. You're a good man.
All right, Bob, anything else before we go to break?
No, we can go to break here.
All right. When we come back, we're going to break it down. We're going to listen to the coaches, the offensive coordinator, defensive coordinators of the University of Nebraska here on Bock the Blackshirt with Kenny Wilhite, K-Dub Tuesday, 93.7 The Ticket. We'll be right back.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com. Are you tired of your usual barbershop experience? Stop into Scissors and Scotch today. I know what you're thinking. Drink during a haircut? Don't worry. First comes the precision cut from one of their experienced barbers, followed by your complimentary cocktail in their upscale lounge. Scissors and Scotch blends your old school barber feel with your favorite watering hole. And now you can earn $10 off by simply mentioning the ticket. And if you're an existing member, still mention the ticket for an exclusive offer. Offer valid at Lincoln location only. Scissors and Scotch, located just south of 30th and Yankee Hill, and online at lincoln.scissorscotch.com.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at gainatrucking.com.
This is Bill Mitchner, Executive Director of Lincoln Lighthouse. Did you know Lighthouse provides multiple programs for students such as one-on-one tutoring and mentoring, as well as pro-social skill exercises, while providing them a nourishing meal and a safe space during all months of the year, even during school breaks? Learn more or contribute to Lighthouse at lincolnlighthouse.org today.
It's the holiday season. Time for work parties, friend get-togethers, and family gatherings, which means lots of eating. Maybe you think you've perfected your holiday meals, and maybe you have no idea where to even start. Let's fix that right now. No holiday party is complete without Führer's cheese spread. It goes well with any type of cracker, pretzels, apples, chili, vegetable, chips, and of course, it's perfect to pair with wine or beer. Holiday meals aren't complete until Führer's cheese spread is on the table. Find your own container at your nearest local grocery store today.
Hi, Sean Callahan here, and I've got some great news for you. Copple Chevrolet GMC is proud to be the #1 fastest growing GMC dealer in the Omaha and Lincoln metros. Copple is also celebrating its 50th anniversary. We want to say thank you to all of our customers that have helped us reach these milestones. So come see why so many customers, including myself, are choosing Copple Chevrolet GMC for their automotive needs. Please check us out at copplecars.com.
From the chant of Husker Power to Allo Fiber powering your home and Husker Nation, Allo is the teammate you can trust. Whether you're streaming at home with Allo Internet, watching on the go with DirecTV through Allo, or checking stats and scores on Allo Mobile, Allo keeps you in the game. Bench the other guys and team up with the official internet, TV, and mobile partner of the Huskers. Go Gig Red. Visit allofiber.com/Husker Radio.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription, or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL Weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see mainly sunny skies with a light breeze. It'll be warm with a high near 72. Tonight, clear skies will be breezy with that low around 45. And tomorrow, we'll see lots of sunshine. It'll be breezy and cooler with a high near 58. I'm meteorologist Kyle for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Mike Smith, founder of The Bay. Join me every Tuesday from 5 to 6 p.m. for your weekly Disrupt, where me and local misfits will interrupt your drive time with this week's most interesting stories in sports, entrepreneurship, and culture. So tune in to your weekly Disrupt every Tuesday afternoon on 93.7 The Ticket, where disruption is just a phone call away.
You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt, on air and online at theticketfm.com.
You made it back.
Not 93.7 The Ticket, Bock the Blackshirt here. K-Dub Tuesday here, 93.7 Ticket. I'm tired.
Made it back from a bathroom break.
I know. You know, the older you get, when it's time to go, it's time to go. You can't really just sit here and say, I'm gonna wait another second to go to the restroom. No, you better go now. So, all right, Bob, let's listen to who you want to go first with.
Yeah, we got the coordinators today, Holgerston and John Butler.
Let's go John Butler first.
All right, let's start with John Butler. I know you've been interested in how they've been trying to defend the quarterback, specifically and contain. Butler's asked, how do you want to defend the quarterback run differently?
Yeah, I mean, I think you guys all understand this. You guys are all experienced reporters, but like there's 11 guys out there on the field. We have 11 on defense. The second that the quarterback becomes a viable runner, the matchup's even. So what you're always trying to do then is you're trying to kind of get a half of a player towards somebody so you can get that extra half a player towards the quarterback. Because if you take your post safety out of the middle of the field and he's got the quarterback, then it turns into, bombs over Baghdad and they're just throwing the ball all over you. So you're constantly trying to manipulate, that factor because the quarterback as a runner is an equalizer. It's an equalizer in the run game because you got all the gaps filled. When the quarterback meshes the ball, he creates another gap that you've got to then find somebody. And you look at like the other night, they were doing that with their quarterback, and we were bringing the corner, and he was then flipping the ball out to number one. Well, then we not figured it out. We adjusted, and they did that, and Marshall jumped back and made the play. So it's a constant cat and mouse game of, who's going to have the extra guy? Is it a blitz? Is it a run stunt? Are we going to show pressure to try to get him out of it? Are we going to, so there's a lot of things you have to do, and then credit to them that, they really hadn't run him out in the middle of the field as much. They were pretty much a red zone run team. But the way we were taking away the running back and tackling the running back like we were, that we really gave him no option. And even on that touchdown, we had a guy there for him. He just didn't make the tackle. So credit to that kid for making that play.
Bombs over Baghdad.
But you're supposed to have the best secondary, right?
Bums over
You shouldn't be
Baghdad.
worried about that.
Bums
you should
over
not
Baghdad.
be worried about
Who
that.
sung that song?
Man, I'm not worried about that.
You ever heard? You know where that come from, Bob?
I don't know what the song is.
Bombs over Baghdad.
Yeah.
Outcast.
Yeah.
Outcast. I think when you go over defensive game plans, you have to put that speed option or whatever option you call it, and you have to practice it. You have to go over it. You have to do quarterback the pitch. You have to know who's the pitch guy. You know who has to take out the running back. This shouldn't be something you have to explain to reporters the next day because everybody knows the fundamentals of football.
Not just the fundamentals. You know what type of quarterback you're going against. I'm willing to bet you right now UCLA is preparing themselves for that. And again, for him to say bombs over Baghdad, you're supposed to have the best secondary in the country. Let them cover, let them earn their keep, and stop the pass. Don't be worried about if somebody's going to throw the ball over the top of your head if you put an extra man in the box. So again, like he said, it's option football. It's another style of option football. You have a quarterback player, you have a dive player, you have a pitch player. So like he said, you had a guy in place to make that tackle, but he wasn't able to make that tackle. USC made adjustments off of us, and we didn't adjust off of them at that moment. He pretty much said it himself. They didn't have that. They hadn't showed the quarterback doing this, doing that. USC said, okay, you're taking away the dive. I'm going to pull it and see who's there for me. And they had success with it. So, again, you know it's going to come again this week because UCLA has the same kind of quarterback. So you should be prepared for it this week. It shouldn't be no excuse.
Okay, too, this was obviously a very good performance for Nebraska's pass the secondary, the pass defense once again against the top offense. I just wanted to get from your vantage point is because they haven't, when he says bombs over back, that they just haven't given up too many big passing plays this year. Has that been schematically? Is it just the fact that they've got some really tough cornerbacks back there? Or, when they give up so much in the run, is it because they're schematically making sure they don't give up the big play in the air?
No, it's a number of things. Again, coverage, certain coverages you call versus certain personnel, down a distance. I think they've been showing a lot of two-man. And like you said, you saw when they were bringing a corner, he was just throwing the hitch out there because the safety or whoever was over the top was too far off. They bluffed it, and the kid sank right underneath the out route or the hitch route. Now, the quarterback should have never thrown that ball, but there's different things you can do to disguise it. But I think coverage-wise and scheme-wise, towards down and distance, they've been doing well. You can't start thinking like that in a game. You cannot start thinking like that in a game because your kids have holed up pretty much on the back end. I wouldn't be worried about that because they've shown that they can cover. If you're getting gashed in the run, I'm going to make sure I have somebody ready for that run, that quarterback.
All right, let's get to more of John Butler here. How are you able to eliminate USC's wide receivers?
I think we have very good players in the secondary. I think it's a testament to those guys that play. They do a very good job of our guys do a very good job of executing the system and covering themselves in areas that they need to. I give credit to our players. I mean, we knew going in that we had a challenging system to defend, a challenging group of players to defend, and we wanted to make sure that they couldn't figure out however they were making ways to try to figure out our coverages, and they go to extreme lengths to try to figure out what we're doing. And so the system we put in place to make sure that they couldn't figure out what we were playing and they couldn't tell the quarterback, I think is a testament to our players.
Well, I just think he had a bad night. I don't know. When you talk about that, he's 9 for 28?
Yeah, but it's consistently.
Consistently,
you go
but
up against
Bob, you don't get
defense. You're having a bad
you don't
night.
get a ribbon for being second best pass defense in the nation. Look, you still have 2 losses.
I know,
though.
but you got to give them props for it. There's
that's
a lot of
great.
other schools that want to get there.
That's great.
That's contradictory of what he said before. He said, if we put an extra guy or assign a guy, then it's going to be bombs over Baghdad. But then he just turned around and said they've played well this year. They've covered well. They've responded well. And they've been able to disguise things to throw quarterbacks off. So it's two ends of the sword right there. So again, they made an adjustment late in the game that helped them and to offset what we had been doing to them on defense. Offensively, they made that adjustment and they were able to make a play and they won the game.
All right, let's get into UCLA a little bit. Of course, UCLA's new coaching staff, specifically Baby Neuheisel, as maybe it's been called, as their new offensive coordinator. How tough is it to get a scouting report on a newer offensive coordinator?
You got to use what you can use. Heck, they only got 9 games on me, so he's 4 behind. He's 4 behind me, so as far as that's concerned, a lot of stuff, you're figuring it out as the game's going on. So we feel like we got a decent beat on them in terms of what they want to do. But really, at the end of the day, it comes down to our players versus their players, and our players playing more physical. Our players, standing up for each other, playing for each other, and finding a way to make one more play.
There you have it from Coach Butler talking about the challenges of taking on UCLA. A few more questions here. In fact, he was asked, what's the biggest challenge of facing UCLA?
Run the ball. They're really doing a really nice job running the ball. In that running game includes the quarterback as a designed runner, also includes the quarterback as a scrambler. If you look at the Penn State game, we probably had 80 yards in critical scramble yards. He scrambles on 3rd downs for 1st down. He's athletic as hell, tall, fast. So they want to run the football and that's just kind of really everybody we've seen this year that's kind of been their mantra. So that's what they've been doing well. I think they're averaging close to 180 yards a game rushing since they made the change at coordinator. So we're going to have to do a good job of defending the run and knowing where the quarterback is when he drops back.
My thing is, I'm not worried about the defense. My main concern is offense.
Hold on,
so
what?
I'm not really concerned about the defense.
Why not?
I mean, when you give up 21 points, that's great. I mean, the object of the game is to score more points than what they score, and our offense let us down. So, especially playing the number one offense in the country, you gave up 21 points.
Yeah, that had an off night, so you should have beat them.
So, like I said, my concern is not with the defense. I have to listen to this because we have to grow over this. But my main concern is not really the defense. You know, we can go through defense and letting Coach Butler talk all day, but my main concern is really to get the Hogerson after we listen to this.
Are you concerned about the offense as a whole, or the offense
Only thing
because they have a freshman starting this week?
As a whole.
Okay.
My only thing about defense is containment. We have to keep containment. We have to keep the quarterback in check. We have to do the little things, and that comes from defensive ends or even a linebacker has containment sometimes. So these guys have to work on the containment part of this defense, and I think it'll be a great defense and a good defense.
Some of those runs hit you up the middle too. You know that,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. Some of those runs gash you in the middle, and that trap. I mean, we couldn't figure out that trap to save our lives. So when they was inserting the tight ends, bring the tight end across. And they had a good plan going, and they knew what they were going to do if we lined up in a certain front. They knew what they were going to do.
Yeah,
because they knew they had the numbers.
Yeah,
so that's why they kept doing it.
All right, let's get one more here from Coach Butler on UCLA, who's started talking about their quarterback, Nico Iamaleava, who was all the talk of the offseason, if you remember that, and how he's evolved at UCLA. Interesting question. Of course, it's been an up and down season there, but was very down to begin with. They were able to pull back here, win 3 in a row before losing 56-6 to Indiana. But as Nebraska fans know, that could be a difficult matchup. Here is how has Nico Iamaleava evolved at UCLA, Coach Butler.
Yeah, I didn't really watch him last year just because we didn't have really crossover, and I focused most of my attention on what he's done this year under the current system and the current play callers. Obviously, we have some intel with Coach Eck was there with him and knows him well. But just like I said, I think that he can make all the throws if he knows what the coverage is. He can throw the ball deep to the outside. He can throw the ball deep to the on the comebacks and the digs. So the intermediate passing game that you see a lot of quarterbacks struggle with, he does a nice job with. And so we're going to have to do a good job, like we have to do every week with a quarterback like that, of muddying the picture pre-snap and making sure that when the ball's snapped, the post-snap coverage looks different than it was pre-snap.
There you go. A big part of this week is going to be throwing him off pre-snap.
Muddy in the picture.
Yeah.
Muddy in the picture. Give him one look and play a different look.
Well, let's go ahead and move on to Dana Holgerson, since that's what Terrell's waiting for anyway.
No. When you talk about that part, I mean, defenses have to disguise until the ball is snapped too. So we have to do a better job of disguising our stuff instead of giving out your defense. Like when you first started, I remember back when we played, we was given the free chance to fool every play. Like we was bringing probably 8 guys, then the other 3, we was 7 guys in the box. And we all fooled at the line. And about time the ball was snapped, we didn't have to, but as long as we got back to our spot where we needed to be, coaches was okay with that. So I think this defense needs to do a little sliding right before the ball snaps, really try to play this cat and mouse game or a game of chess, whatever they call it.
Well, you don't want to disguise yourself too much and you give up a big play. You want to disguise. You want to try to hold. We say hold your water. Don't tip your hat. Especially if you got 7 or 8 up in the box and then you need to get back into a zone coverage or get back to your drop. Don't disguise too long where you give up a big play. So like he said, muddy the water, continue to show a quarterback different looks, and hopefully he can throw us a couple.
I think it's pretty easy to really fool and get back to your spot as long as you know where it's at. I mean, you probably have to get back to it on the fly, but you should be able to fool and get back to your spot.
I'm trying to think what Nebraska game was that where we were on offense and Dylan hit down the seam for a touchdown, It was going into the north end zone. Well, that team was fooling, and that guy never got back to the middle of the field. He was showing that he was lined up about 5 yards from the tight end. He was on the right side of the offense. The pass went to the receiver on the left, and he did not get back to the middle of the field. I cannot remember what team that was. I'm like, what are you doing, son? So he held his disguise too long. So that's what I meant by if you hold it too long, you can give up a big play.
All right, let's go to break. And when we come back, we have the OC, Dana Holgerson, coming up. 93.7 The Ticket, Bock The Blackshirt. We'll be right back.
MHC isn't a new company, just a new name. Mo's Moving is now Mo's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can handle your commercial moves as well. MHC Moving has 0 hidden fees. You'll never pay for same-day booking or be charged for stairs, heavy items, or elevator fees. Rates are the same Monday through Saturday, and you will never pay a truck or fuel surcharge. And they offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com.
Mike, I've been thinking our house could really use a makeover. How about new siding?
I've been thinking the same thing. Have you heard of James Hardy?
Yes. Sarah down the street had Roofing Service Company install James Hardy siding on their home, and they love it.
Roofing Service Company does have great reviews.
They took her through the design process and made everything super easy.
Roofing Service Company offers expert design and installation. Couple that with James Hardy's durable products and variety of colors, you and your family will love your exterior remodel. Just visit roofingservicecompany.com. That's roofingservicecompany.com.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sartor Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sartorheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
This is your year, where your team takes it all the way. Win way more than bragging rights at Warhorse Casino, where your love of the game could put $1 million in your pocket. The Pro Football Frenzy is free to play with prizes all season long. Weekly cash prizes up to $1,000 cash, season-long leaderboards, and a chance to win $1 million. Only at Warhorse Casino. Wagers may only be placed on Nebraska-based teams when played outside the state of Nebraska. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
I can't believe I just scratched that car. Find my insurance card.
Dude, what do you have in this glove box? Ew, are these socks dirty?
Oh, forget about the socks. I need my insurance card.
Just pull it up on the State Farm mobile app.
But I can do that? Oh, hey, I can do that.
Yep, it's called service.
I can file a claim on here too?
Yeah, it's called service.
Whoa, I can call my agent too?
It's called service.
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Krikak, today at 402-474-1173.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
Imagine starting your day with a computer glitch that leaves you feeling stuck, frustrated, and unable to get your work done. You have 1,000,001 things to get done today, and waiting for the tech issue to solve itself isn't one of them. It's time to let Hamilton handle the tech so you don't have to. We help businesses across the state spend more time on what they do best and less time frustrated with office technology. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we're focused on providing custom solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Connect with us today at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now in our new time. We're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
You're listening to Bock the Blackshirt, on air and online at theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back to Nebraska. Welcome back to 93.7 The Ticket. Bock the Blackshirt here. I was going to say, welcome back to Nebraska.
Well,
I heard it. Well, you're in Nebraska.
Dan says, how many times do our tackles need to see themselves on tape 5 yards too deep on the perimeter in the pass rush before they figure it out? We can contain. When we contain, we are a really good defense.
Yeah, again, it's something that you should rep. You never get past the quarterback, and you always retrace your steps and, gap integrity and stay in your lane, stay in your pass rush lane. Again, some of that stuff, if you look at the film, if you really look at it, we're running stunts, and the one that you're talking about, the guy that was running the stunt to the outside, he was going to be the C-gap player. He got caught up. He never made it out there. So now you don't have anybody in the containment right there. Then you have to depend on somebody in the back end.
Is it more like because we're running this pro style defense and you have these more of a pro coaches that, I mean, especially with the defensive line, you talk about the guy because he came from the Kansas City Chiefs, and just the pro style defense that John Butler runs.
No, I just think you don't have stout enough players in there right now. You had Ty and Nash last year that you didn't have to do too much stunting. I think we're a little light in the pants up front on defensive line, so that's why we do more stunts, slants and stunts. But again, if I could vividly see that nose guard never getting out around on his stunt to contain the play.
All right, Bock, let's go with the OC.
All right, Office Coordinator Dana Holgerson spoke with the media today. Plenty of questions, of course, surrounding Dylan. We can get to that. Let's start with what's the difference between TJ and Dylan?
He does some things probably a little better than Dylan does with his legs. We all know that. We've seen it. UCLA is going to see it. They're going to have a plan for it. But offense is still the offense, and he's expected to run it. He had valuable experience earlier in the year, and I just kept calling plays. Whatever's on the sheet, I just kept calling plays. And then Saturday night, I just kept calling plays. What he does with the ball may be a little bit different than what Dylan does with the ball, but I'm excited to see him play. He's a good football player. He's a good quarterback. We got confidence. Our team is going to rally around him. I know that. They did today out there at practice. It was another good Tuesday practice, and we're going to be excited about playing. And I know our team's going to rally around him. My conversation with TJ is just be yourself. Just be yourself. You just play your game. He's not thrusted into a leadership point of view right now. That's Dylan's still around. He's still going to be around. He's still going to be a tremendous leader that he is. And I think Coach Rule's message was spot on with, everybody else needs to elevate, including me. Got to elevate what we're doing and let TJ worry about playing quarterback. Just what's his job. That's all he needs to worry about. And everybody needs to play, to the best of their ability in order for him to be able to do that.
Exactly what I said. He called plays that he would have called if Dylan was playing. He's calling it off of his sheet. So TJ has gotten reps at those plays. So again, there's not going to be an overhaul of the offense just because Latif is playing. Latif has gotten reps within the system that they've been running all year long. So that's why he said he was calling the plays that are on his sheet. So
interesting. Would you buy into it too? Because we kind of talked about it, that they're not going to change the offense. That they're not. I mean, is that what? I mean, obviously we heard that from Dana Holgorsen, but might they have a few different plays that they throw in against UCLA?
I'm willing to bet you there's going to be a couple plays that we have not seen with Latif, but pretty much going to be the same style of offense, quick game, RPO stuff. Probably get a little bit more option stuff because of Latif, quarterback pull and get him on the edge and see what he can do. But there's not going to be much different. Just listening to him and knowing that, again, like I said, he's been getting reps within the scheme that they've been running all year.
And here's that exact question actually proposed to Dylan to Holgorsen. Do you have a different play call sheet for backup quarterbacks? I get the computer to work with me. Sorry about that. Here we go.
Yeah. I'd say it's really never existed in my world, so to speak. But, but that's part of coaching. I mean, we're going to take what TJ does well, and we're probably going to feature that a little bit more. I mean, we're a run first team now. Everybody sees that. Emmett's playing at a all-time level in my world for what a running back's doing, and our O-line is settling in on what they do well. So, that aspect of it probably won't change too much, but it's all about game planning and what our players that are playing for us can do well.
Run first. He said we're a run first team, as you can see right now. So again, it's going to be a lot of quarterback run. It's going to be a lot of Emmett Johnson, and hopefully he stays with that and we can wear them down.
Another question here from the media: does TJ have the necessary arm strength to make the throws downfield?
Yeah, he does, and there is those plays on Saturday. I mean, he threw the ball down the field several times, and one should have been caught. The receiver is a little late on the second one. It was more of an RPO. And this is a focus on ours right now is just the timing on it. I think that's the biggest thing is play specific. If it's RPO, it's probably coming out a little bit quicker. If it's play action, it's probably going to be a little bit more downfield, but we need to do a better job of that. Okay. But there were 8 opportunities downfield that we threw the ball down the field. I mean, we're going to do that, and so those, we have to be more successful with that. Dane caught that one for a touchdown. It was an awesome catch. I think we got 1 PI, and then the rest of them were unsuccessful. And that was a combination of timing. That was a combination of not going and getting it. And then that was a combination of ball placement as well.
So there you have it. They'll still take their shots. But it is interesting just to see this offense evolve into a running team, something Dana Holgorsen doesn't traditionally do, but that's the strength of the team. Part of that is maybe, they haven't been able to completely get their wide receivers involved as much as they want to, specifically Ja'Cory Barney. He was asked, Dana Holgorsen was, our defense is doing something special to contain Ja'Cory Barney.
I wouldn't say that. It's just, our progressive pass game is not great right now. I mean, we're not able to sit back there and go through reads. That's when he, like earlier in the year, if you talk about the plays that he made, it was all progressive, and so, he was like, we tried to take a shot to Luke down the field on the sidelines, and ball probably actually should have went there, and then the progression is Ja'Cory coming across the field, and Dylan just got spooked and spit it out there to Isaiah. But we got to continue to work on that. I mean, I get it. He needs the ball. I've developed some screens and I've done some things, to get him the ball, and it just hasn't turned out the way that we want it and expect it to turn out. I joked with him earlier that when he gets the ball on offense, he needs to pretend it's a punt return. Because we see what he can do with the ball, and I'm trying to get creative to, that one play, I know Coach referenced it, but we had a tunnel screen to him, and that thing he was walking in, and so then we threw him another tunnel screen and missed the block. There's things that we do to get him involved. And, if you start forcing things too much, then that disrupts the flow of your offense.
Yeah. Progression. I think he's referencing time to go through his progression. He didn't want to come out and say it. So again, like I said, it's going to have to be some quick throws because now you're thin again at the offensive line this week because you're down numbers now. So you got a couple of injuries. So it's going to have
Tula's out.
Yep. Going to have to come out quick.
Richard hurt.
Yep. But he's listed as a starter still.
Yeah.
So
he's probably
he rolled that
play.
ankle. Yeah, he's probably going to play. But that ball's got to come out quick, get him into a rhythm, and get him to the floor of the game, and get him in space so he can use his feet and have the option to throw it at the same time.
Well, I think here's what we're going to have to do. We're probably going to have to leave that running back there a couple of times to help him out, to give him that extra second or two that he needs. And it's not saying minus a player, but, it gives Ja'Cory time to get in because if you look at the stats, Ja'Cory Barney hasn't really been in this offense in the last 2 weeks when we check on it. Dane Key, he's been in only because of that touchdown he caught. If not, it would have been still a couple more games from him. Now Isaiah Hunter is probably the outright leader in that group, and he's still being able to do things that he's able to do. But, we got to get another guy started on this receiving crew.
Yeah, Ja'Cory Barney, last 3 games now. 1 catch for 1 yard against Minnesota, 3 for 13 against Northwestern, and 3 for 6 against USC. One final thought from Dana Holgerson here, because it sounds like he's a little bit frustrated with at least the passing element of the offense and how much it could get better. Says, how much do you want to see the offense grow? How much can they grow?
Yeah, you get into towards the end of the year, you start settling into kind of who you are. I mean, that's just a reality, but every game's different. It's things that aren't popping in one game that you think would pop. You go into the next game and things will start popping that you didn't know. You know what I'm saying? So every game's different, and we're going to do our absolute best on getting a game plan together. That's, I've always said this to you guys. I mean, to me, balance is spreading that ball around to everybody. I want Isaiah to have touches, Ja'Cory, Luke, Dane, and then obviously Emmett just keeps getting stronger as the game goes on. 29 carries. I mean, I don't know how I can feed him anymore, and he's valuable in the pass game as well, and so love what that kid's doing. He's turned himself into one of the best backs in the country. But with that said, yes, he's going to get his carries. There's no doubt about that. Okay. What's the flow of the game and where does the ball need to go? And my job is to distribute it.
All right. EJ. EJ. That's the only thing we can say. EJ. Until this team figures out how to put more points on the board, it's scary because we're getting down to the last 3 games of the season, and we got to win these 3 games if you want that winning record. If you want Matt Rule 3rd year to be successful, we have to win these last 3 games.
Hey, Charlie McBride used to tell us, regardless of where they got that ball, if they don't score, we win.
Yeah.
They don't score, we win. They got to have that mentality.
Yeah.
If they don't score, we win the game. Don't worry about how many points the offense is putting up. They don't score, they win the game. Right?
All right. You need the dogs from the backyard, not the front porch.
Preach.
That's what you need. The dogs in the back, not the front. 93.7 The Ticket, Bock The Blackshirt. We'll see you tomorrow. Win the World Wednesday is in effect. Todd Euler will be here. We out.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
Empire Netting and Fence delivers top quality netting and fence solutions. From major sports venues to backyard installs and everything in between.